Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. If anybody's not aware of this is a journey investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In the previous video we did an update on MMTLP and the focus was on brokers, the grey market and a response from the SEC. In today's video we're going to be doing an update in terms of MMTLP, and the focus is going to be sharing with you a recorded call with Fidelity, and we're also going to be looking at the 8K and also updates with regard to AST, so stay tuned for that. Let's start by having a look at what's happening in the markets. It has been a little bit of a better day today. So good news here is tech drives US stocks higher. Sentiment is now starting to improve. So we've had good news with FedEx and Nike, both of them up quite significantly. Oil price gains extended into a third day, but the yen has dropped. So let's have a look at how that has been reflected in the heat map. So if we have a look here, so good news overall across the board. Apple up, Google up. Tesla is up at time of editing as well, and Tesla has been taking a little bit of a hit. A good chance to buy Tesla at a 52-week low right now. And then the other headline I'd like to share with you is with regard to a business that has probably been having the best year ever since I think probably since 2008, and that is hedge fund Citadel. We can see here, I'm not sure if I spelled Citadel correct there, but it expects to return $7 billion in profits to its clients, and it could be the largest amount of profits Citadel has returned in a single year. So I'd like to know how many other businesses are also having a record year this year, but we know that Citadel are. So I wonder why. And finally, if we go back to the topic of fraud, so shout out here to Genevieve, who's shared other news with regard to Sam Bankman. He was involved in an $8 billion fraud with FTX, and he has now agreed to be extradited to the United States. The charges he's going to be facing are wire fraud, securities fraud, campaign finance fraud. So if we look at what the situation with MMTLP and we look at the figures, I'm sure we all agree it's going to be far greater than $8 billion. So let's start by having a look at some updates from John Berta. This was posted earlier today, and what he stated here was that on his way to a long driving journey, he was able to have a lengthy call with the attorneys on potential paths, also investigating possible paths and reconvening later in the week. We are on it, and this will not be swept under the rug. So that is great news. As far as my understanding of things my opinion would be that negotiations are very delicate. I would assume that John Berta and his team are negotiating probably at the highest level, and what that means is there has been periods of silence. We're not hearing much in terms of what's going on, and also from my opinion, the SEC, FINRA and the DTCC, it is in their interest to come up with a deal. It is in their interest to fix this and solve this. If they do not, then there is going to be continued and significant lawsuits, and things are going to get exposed. So from my point of view, it is in their interest to fix this, and it has to be fixed in a way that retail are happy. So it's going to be a case of we will need a little bit more patience, but credit to John for keeping us updated and sharing whatever he is able to. So he's just posted another tweet here. What he stated here: day 2 of drive done, back to the saddle, saw the chill notice from DTCC. We're going to have a look at that shortly as well. Very interesting. Met with Share Intel today. They can be of great help, and he's also reconvening again tomorrow with attorneys. Great news there. So the attorneys are on it. Many people were saying, well, why is that not the case? Why is Rosa fighting alone? She's not fighting alone. What Rosa is doing, Rosa is fighting as an individual shareholder. So that's a different legal argument. What John Berta will be doing, he'll be fighting representing the company. So 2 different legal challenges, and as well as that, they're going to be multiple challenges across the board from many people. So Special thanks also to Hamshot Killer and a few people in Discord were also asking, well, what happens if people cannot afford to pay for attorneys and lawyers and take court action? The good news is people like John Berda and Rosa who are taking court action, any victories there should create a precedent and should benefit all of retail. So we are there to support everybody who is participating in court action. So hopefully that will be very positive. And one other quick update I'd like to share with you is an 8K that was filed yesterday just after the video was released. So in terms of what happened in this 8K, nothing significant in terms of something that changes what's going on, but basically confirmation here that George and Ken have now officially resigned. So that was as of yesterday, and Nexbridge Hydrocarbons is now an independent company, and the CEO Clifton Dubrow. So that was confirmed in the 8K filing. So George has no longer got anything to do with Nexbridge Hydrocarbons. He is now solely concentrating on Meta Materials. But one other thing to note in terms of the news yesterday, but this is again nothing to be concerned about. They did call it Meta Minerals, which is a mistake, but on the 8K it has been correct, so no issues there. What I'd now like to do is look at an update for TDA. So shout out here to Diva, who's shared a post here, and she said sent TDA a message yesterday and received a reply. So let's have a look at first of all the message that was sent. So what the message was sent here is hello, MMTLP was delisted 13th of December. AST sent Nexbridge Hydrocarbons shares to brokers on 14th of December in a 1-for-1 exchange. As of today, 20th of December, my account shows a QSIP but no Nexbridge shares. I would like to know what's going on with this exchange. When can I expect to see Nexbridge shares? If there are not enough available, can you inform me? So a perfectly legitimate question. So let's now have a look at the response from TDA. But what they've said here is we have no reason to believe that there will be enough, but there will not be enough shares. So they are saying that there are going to be enough shares for everybody to receive 1-for-1. That's what's stated here, and obviously not all messages are coming across like this, but what they've said here is we've yet to receive the shares of Nexbridge Hydrocarbons from the company, and that at a standstill on processing the exchange. When a company goes through an exchange, it will return the old shares to the company in exchange for new shares to replace in the shareholders account. So they are saying we are at the mercy of Nexbridge Hydrocarbons. So it looks like there is a little bit of a blame game going on here. So what I'd now like to do is have a look at another post here from TD Ameritrade, and this one is what they are saying here is thank you for the email. MMTLP is currently chilled. So this was a term that was discussed in the Discord as well, so not many people were aware of this, but we have looked it up now, and what they Ameritrade first of all are saying is a chill is a special restriction that is issued by the DTCC. There are many reasons for this. The reason for a chill is not disclosed by the DTCC. So what they are saying here is there is a restriction, so that indicates obviously the reason for the delay, but let's get confirmation here from Investopedia in terms of the chill. So it states here the DTC places one or more restrictions on transactions regarding a given security when there is a problem or issue with the security intended to limit the potential for problems with the financial marketplace and can be placed in a security for various reasons. So TDA are not saying what the reason are, but they are saying this is happening. So and then at the bottom, it will restrict the broker's ability to transfer shares or units of the security through the DTC until things are cleared up. So is this a case that there are synthetics? Is it a case that AST is full? No clear information so far. What I'm now going to do is share with you a call that was made to Fidelity. So this is a call that was shared by one of the Discord members. So let's see what Fidelity have to say. On the screen here, you'll be able to hear them in terms of what was stated.
I was just saying, no updates on when those Nexbridge shares are going to arrive, but I did get an explanation for what's taking so long. Based on the prospectus for these shares, which is basically the legal document that governs how they work, the shares can't be delivered electronically. So we're actually waiting on physical paper stock certificates to come through to us. So that's why it's taking so long. And it looks like last I heard, we were expecting tentatively. We can't fully guarantee this, but we are expecting to receive paper certificates. It looks like 30 days from yesterday. So that's what's taking so long is we're waiting on literal, physical mail to come in and get processed, since we're not able to receive them electronically per the legal agreements governing these shares. And we're hoping that in 30 days we should have those actual shares to replace the contra piece in your account.
So what we can see from this call is Fidelity have not used the word chilled, and they've not talked about any restrictions, but what they have said is that they are waiting for paper copies, and they are also saying the paper copies have not been received. They did give a timeline, and they stated it's 30 days from yesterday, so yesterday was 20th of December. So it looks like different brokers are saying different things, no clarity, and really it's another example and evidence of the whole thing being a huge mess. And finally, I'm going to give a shout out here to J.R. Ewing. I thought he was shot and I thought he was dead, but what he's saying here is I don't believe it's full. He's talking about obviously the shares in AST. I think the restriction in place is because FINRA knows it will be full and it doesn't want the company reporting it on their 10K in the coming days. Otherwise, a fraud is committed by the brokers and dealers would be clear as day. That's his 2 cents. So I think that's a very valid point by J.R. Ewing, even though he might be dead. But what Mama has also followed on by saying is Mama has called AST and she said they are not full. Brokers were told it's on them. They screwed up. They need to fix it. I have so much proof that the brokerages are involved. They are trying at this moment to ride out time and force hands. Certainly seen that case with Fidelity talking about 30 days. Know what you hold, make your own decision. So good point, Kate, and great statement there. And finally, just a last shout out here is to Corey, and what Corey has said is, well, we could have had this solved and fixed if it wasn't for FINRA. And what he said here is if the SEC, FINRA and the DTCC just let it trade for 2 days, the whole mess could have been avoided. Brokers would have sorted out the synthetics, the shorts would have been forced to close their positions, and we would have had 165 million shares going into next bridge. Everybody happy. Well, retail are happy. The hedge funds wouldn't have been happy. So maybe that is got something to do with it. So he understands that it would have been costly to the shorts and brokerage, but that is the rule of trading. They take unlimited risk. We risk 100% of our investment. So we are doing what is required according to the rules of trading. So these organizations now need to fix the problem. If they don't fix the problem, the litigation will continue. Finally, if anybody would like to join us in our Discord, where we participate in live training discussions with question and answer, as well as getting access to our weekly watch list and the $1 Million Challenge, you can certainly join us for less than $9 a month. Information is available in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.